bag and really good. Okay. He didn't get that. See what he got going. All right, so I done my shift. This is Monday. I got until I don't have to go back to work till Friday, so we're gonna set some sets up. I got 4 traps set out today, 4 coyote traps to set out today. Obviously, I'm gonna set one right back in the same spot that I caught the very first one I caught, but I'm gonna do a double set. I have recently realized that you can do a double set because they run in packs, right? So I'm gonna do one set right here in this wide of the road, right where I caught that first coyote that y'all watched the videos on. If you follow me, you know what I'm talking about. I set this first, I only had one trap that day, set a trap right here, and got lucky and caught a coyote. So I'm gonna set another trap, exact same spot, exact same way. Then, back up the road there, about where that log is right there, there's another Y in the road, okay? Where these 2 roads behind me meet, right around this corner here. And I have been told that if you're gonna set up coyote sets, first you need to set doubles because they run in packs, which I did not do last time. And it is ideal in the Ys of the road, logging roads where they travel. It's ideal to set them kind of right there because it's the main travel corridor for these coyotes. So let me set the camera up. We're gonna get started. Y'all check it out. All right, so my gloves on. We're gonna make the set right here. Same way we did the last one because it seemed to work pretty well. I know we got at least a quarter of an inch rain or so coming tonight, overnight tonight. The wind is howling. We got gusts up to 37 miles an hour today. They should calm by this evening, right before that rain. But, so, obviously, we're gonna start out by digging this up a little bit. This down here, and this is where we're gonna bed our trap in, right here. Hole's gonna be right there, and about that much of your hand from the hole back, give or take 6 inches, 8 inches, something like that. And again, like I said before, the number one thing is setting your trap in the ground. It's got to be firm. It can't wiggle, it can't move, can't do anything. So I'm gonna set all this dirt over here to the side because I'm gonna use it here in a minute. And in this particular set, it's kind of easier, I guess you'd say, because it don't matter about the loose dirt because you want it to look like a critter has been digging anyway, right? So, now, we're gonna make a little bait hole because I'm gonna build off of that. I need to know exactly where my bait hole is gonna be. So, I like to do my bait hole first. So, about that far down in there. Yes, I'm out of breath. I'm old and fat. So it's about that, I don't know, that's probably 14 inches. And I may make that hole a little bit bigger like that. You know, just keep weathering it out. Because it's got to look like a little critter. And I'm having to do all this because I don't have one of them auger bits yet. Which, guess what, is on the way. You guessed it. All right, so in a minute, once I get all this set, I'm gonna make me a little hole to the left and to the right of it and do a triangle. Again, you want to keep them in this area as long as possible. Make him smell back and forth and move around so that he has time to set your trap. So, all right. We're gonna take all this dirt and kind of mound it up back here. Yeah, I did that. Got a nice little mound right there. Looks like a critter's really been Just digging in it. And maybe even a critter living in that hole, you know? Well, it didn't take much to fill that hole in, did it? Now, to set a trap. And you don't want it, found this out too, you don't want it directly in line with the hole. You want it offset to the left or to the right, about 2 or 3 inches, because his leg is going to be to the left and to the right, 2 or 3 inches. If he's standing here looking in that hole, his feet are going to be here and here. They're not going to be here. See what I'm saying? They're going to be spread out. So you want it to the left or to the right, one side or the other. That's where I'm going to bed my trap in, about 2 or 3 inches to the right, because I'm right-handed, really. That's the only reason. So, that trap's going to go about right there. All right? It's going to be facing that way, though. You want to dig a little trench for your chain and stuff. So that right there should work, okay? And if you do it right, I have found if you do it right, it's not a swift process. You ain't gonna come in here in 5 minutes and have a set, you know, and be done. Well, you can once you get a little faster than me, but all right. The first thing we're gonna do is take a little peat moss, put it down there in the bottom. Some people uses wax dirt. We don't have anywhere around here that sells wax dirt, so I have to use peat moss. All right, now for the fun part. Get this bad boy set. All right. Whew. And the little trap's kicking my butt. All right, we got it there. You're gonna lift that up, set your night latch. This one is a hair night latch. That's why you want to reach up under that lever, so when that happens, if that happens. All right, do it again. Yeah. All right, we got the night latch set. I'm gonna drive my stake, my little anchor, down in here, right in the center of where my little trap is gonna go. Can't talk today. Right there. We'll set this about right there. Pull this back out. Grab a chain. Set it. She's set. Now take your hammer and kind of cover up your hole that you just made a little bit. All right, now for the most important part of this whole endeavor. Setting this trap. You got where the chain's gonna be, so that it ain't in the way. All right, got her in there. Oh dang! I forgot to put my polyfoam underneath the. So you take your polyfoam, flatten it out pretty good. You want to slide it underneath. That's way too much. And this is to keep the dirt from getting underneath your pan on your trap. Different people use different things, but this is what I have seen. Seems to work pretty well, I guess. But anyway, you just stuff that under there, and that keeps, I say it keeps dirt and stuff from getting under I'm getting under your pan while you sit and everything. Now we can get down to business. See, that kind of wobbles a little bit. We gotta fix all of that. You don't know wobble. I think I got that pretty good. Now, again, I'm gonna sift some, I don't know what you call this stuff. Yeah, that stuff. Pan again. There it is. All right. Now, really want to blend that in pretty good. All right. So now we got that blended in. We want to kind of scuff this up and again make it look like a little critter. They're living in there or digging down in there, whatever. And our bait for today gonna be, like I say, some deer meat. It don't have to be no chunk, because this one little chunk right here is gonna do all 4 of my sets today, or at least 2 of them. A little piece, that's a big. You want to make sure it gets way down in there. Get on down in there. Get on down in there. But again, you don't want him to be able to, you don't want your coyote to be able to get your bait. I mean, you don't want him to be able to reach down in there and or lick it with his tongue down in that hole and get it. All right, so now I'm gonna do my 2 side holes. Again, I want them to stay here as long as possible and go back and forth. So I'm gonna try to get exactly to the side of my trap. For my lure, I'm using the Hall Baker's Coyote 200. We're gonna shake it up real good. And give me a couple of sticks that I can just get a little daub with and stick down them scent holes. Or lure holes, whatever you want to call it. Look, y'all, I'm learning, okay? I'm learning, and I'm probably gonna speed fast this thing a little bit, because I know y'all gonna get bored of just watching me. But I'm slow. I still ain't fast at the game yet. Y'all gotta cut me a little slack. Look, I'm sweating, and I shouldn't be sweating. All right, uncover that bait hole. Sorry, lure hole. All right, here we go. And this stuff's a little loud, it's a little potent. So shouldn't take a whole lot, just a little old glob like that right there. We slid all the way to the bottom. Good. That's what you want. Wow. That stuff smells skunky today. That last bottle I got didn't smell this skunky. This is a fresh bottle, I guess. Ooh wee. Again, I just dived that stick down in there. It ain't globbing much today, but either way. Stick it down in the hole. And then for this main hole right here, I'm gonna take an extra. Just pour a little bit in there. Alright. And that's it for your luring. I'm gonna take and put some leaves and stuff around and make it look more natural and everything. And we're gonna move on to the next hole. Move on to the next set. Okay. That is what the finished product looked like, pretty much. I'm gonna take and kind of fix those leaves right there, make it look more natural. But it looks like a little something was digging in the hole. Traps right there. Scent hole over there. And there it is. We headed off to the next one. All right, so here's my finished setup on this set. All right, but here's another little reason I started this section of the video. Little tip for thought. There's my setup right there. Put your little camera up there, slap that dude on video mode, and then you can watch what happens. You know, you can see where the coyotes go, whether they come check your trap out or not. If it's set off, you know, it'll let you know exactly what happened that caused it to be set off. And if you miss them, don't miss them, whatever, it'll let you know what you did wrong, and you can gain a little bit of knowledge like that. So set your camera up on your site. Any chance you get might help you out. All right, so here we are at spot number 2 and 3, technically. Just wide open pasture right here. But there's an opening right here, as you can see. It's kind of open right there. It's not a logging road or anything. It's just kind of an open area coming from the woods. And there's a creek right back there that loops around. It's kind of the Y in the creek. And it kind of loops all the way around past my four-wheeler. And that wood line right there is a creek. And this is basically the travel corridor where deer, raccoons, coyotes, whatever, they choose this little path because this, I mean, look how open it is, wide open. All the rest of it's kind of thick and grown up and everything. So I'm gonna step back right out here and I'm gonna set 2 double sets, one on either side of this opening. Flat sets. I ain't done a flat set yet, or whatever you call it. Yeah, I think you call it a flat set. See, I don't even, I'm beginning, man. All right, so bare beginning. All right, so there is no sign back here that I've seen. I hadn't really looked. This is the first time all year I've been back here. I normally hunt way on the other side over there, deer hunting and everything. So I hadn't even been back here, but I ran into the neighbor the other day and he was walking on the other side, on his side of the creek, on the property line, right? And when I come down here to set some traps and whatnot, and I asked him, you know, had he seen any coyote action or whatever, and he's got a camera apparently about 100 yards off in these woods right here. About 100 yards off the property line or whatever, which, like I say, I don't come back here very often, so it wasn't no big deal as far as property line. That's not what I'm getting at. Point is, on his camera, he said that nearly every day, every night, he's getting pictures of multiple coyotes. So I'm gonna put a double set right here, both flat sets. First time ever doing a flat set. I know very little about it. So again, me and you, we are gonna learn together, all right? So I'm gonna set this up. I'm off for the next 4 days, so I got 4 nights to try to catch something. All right, stay tuned. We finna set a flat set, double flat set right here on both sides of this opening and hope it pans out. Here we go. All right, so there's the opening right there. And it looks like a pretty good trail. I know you probably can't see it on camera, but it looks like a pretty good trail walking just the edge of the woods right here. So I'm gonna step off this trail about, I don't know, 10 feet, maybe not even 10 feet, but you can almost see an indentation of the trail. But it's a pretty heavy trail, and there's actually 2 scrapes on the ground right there from deer. They're old, they've been rained in, they're not freshened up or anything, but anyway, but there's a trail that comes right through there and goes right along the side of that tree line, which, if you can, I don't know if you can see or not, but just on the other side of that tree line is the creek. You can see the creek bank right there. So that's the creek, and so obviously they're walking this creek bank. All right, so I'm gonna put the first set right here, and I'm gonna get on the other side of that opening, not quite where my foil is. You know what? I may move it down here on the other side of this trail and get in that curve or whatever from the creek. That might be a little better. But I definitely want one at the opening of this. The opening is open on this trail, kind of off the trail just a little bit, in case there's deer or whatever using that trail. I don't want to catch a deer or anything. So we're gonna get about right here and we're gonna get started. All right, so here we go. First, we're gonna start off by kind of clearing out the area just a little bit. We don't want it, you know, we don't want it all down to the dirt and all that stuff, because we're not gonna mimic a little critter digging down like I've been doing, okay? So again, this is the first flat set. And what I mean by flat set is exactly that. It's gonna be flat with a couple of little scents around to kind of get their attention and stuff. So I do know that you want to use like a clump of grass or something as the center. So I got this clump of grass right here. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but there's a little clump of grass right here. And I'm gonna put my center hole right there, and we're gonna do 3. But that's gonna be my center hole. And I might even throw a little bit of that deer meat bait in there. But anyways, these flat sets are pretty, I don't want to say easy, but they're a lot more simpler than those that I've been making, the little trench sets. So really all you got to do on these is kind of dig you a trap hole and then put your 3 bait holes, and you're pretty well done. It's not, you know, the hardest part is setting your trap and kind of cleaning it up. Again, I wanted about 6-8 inches from, you know, the center bait hole, something like that, right here. And this particular setup, I don't think it really matters if you're offset, like I was talking about earlier. If you're offset from the bait or not, I don't think it really matters, because you're gonna want him kind of in the center anyway. You know, you don't want to spread this dirt all out all crazy like, because here in a minute you got to blend it back in and make a camouflage and make it look like the surrounding area. So you don't want a big pile of dirt right here, you know. We got that down pretty good. And again, we're not trying to dig a doggone hole. We want it almost flush with the ground so that ain't a dipper there, not gonna step there. So I'm gonna take some peat moss like a while ago. Put that in the bottom. And of course, that's going to raise it up a little bit, you know. And the reason I'm using peat moss this time, I say normally, I ain't been trapping 2 weeks, but I normally don't use peat moss or anything because they don't get that cold here, but they're calling for it to drop down to 29 over the next 2 nights. And this peat moss is dry dirt, so it's not gonna freeze. So when I put the trap in there, it shouldn't freeze over, you know. If the trap's frozen, it ain't doing much good, is it? So we'll get this trap set and get the night latch done up real quick. And this is a brand new trap. I just bought this one last week, actually. And yes, I boiled it and all that stuff, so she's done. She's ready to go. All right. You know what? I forgot my doggone where I set that night latch. And put my doggone polyfill or whatever it's called in there. Get that mess again. And you don't want this polyfill overkill or anything. Just stick it underneath, and like I said, that keeps the dirt from getting up under your that keeps the dirt from getting up under your pan. That's your pan, obviously. It keeps the dirt when you set it in or whatever. It keeps the dirt from getting underneath there, and so the dirt don't fill in the hole. Right now. All right, got all that set. Just gonna leave that up there while I drive this thing around. Y'all, I'm learning, but I'm having fun while I do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't know what I'm doing, and I know y'all can see that, and that's good. So, try that again. There we go. All right, put that in the center of my hole. We'll get this bad boy set in there. And again, like I've been telling y'all, that's the number one thing is you want it. You want that dude firmed up in there. You don't want no wobble. Pretty much like that. And you really want to set that dude in, okay? All right, now I got that sit in pretty good. I'm gonna take some more of my peat moss. And the only reason I'm using, normally I would just cover it up with dirt, you know, because I don't know just a whole lot. But because I have a strong feeling it's gonna freeze in the next 2 days. I guess to kind of guide him in there. That's pretty well blended in. Now I'm gonna use that clump of grass as my center spot. All right. And the ones to the left and to the right of it, I'm just gonna move over, I don't know, 6 inches or so. All right. Now that I'm all out of breath and y'all laughing at me and everything, because I'm old and fat and out of shape, we're gonna get this thing all set up here. I'm gonna take my little deer meat. It up. And I mean, that's a little old bitty piece of deer meat. It ain't as big as my thumb, really. And I'm gonna make sure it goes all the way down in there as far as I can get it. Because if that coyote is gonna stand here and try to get that bait, you know, if that does attract him to get it, I want him to stand there and kind of dig and move around, you know. We want him to stay here as long as possible. The longer he's here, the better chance is we're gonna catch him. All right. I'm gonna take some of this stinky stuff. Man, I'll tell you, this jar right here is potent, big time. We'll drop it down in that hole. Down in there. We'll take another stick. We'll drop it down in another hole. And then, just like all the rest of them, the center hole. I'll pour some down there, just a dribble, y'all. When I say pour some, I'm not pouring just, I mean, 2 or 3 little drops in there. Don't take much, okay? Now we got leaves and everything everywhere except for right here is all dirt and everything. You can obviously tell there's something here, and we don't want that. So I'm gonna get some of these leaves and everything, maybe some grass, and we're gonna completely camouflage this trap in. So, just like that, and that's our first set. Look at there. You can't even tell anything in there. Booyah. All right, so we're gonna move right over there and set up another one.